Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Soul Centered CEO Show. I'm so excited to be back this week with another fabulous and wonderful guest, Cara Goodenough. Welcome, Cara, to the
Hi.
show.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I do want to share a little about you so everyone knows how magical you are. Cara is a certified community herbalist. She's carefully chosen a collection of herbs to create a product line of clean, conscious care to support the nervous system of developing babies and stressed out mamas. Amen. Her work in physical and occupational therapy over the past 10 years has inspired her work to support people on a personal level. With a passion for research, sustainability, and service, Cara has created Blendwell Collective to help support a future full of health, happiness, and equity for as many people as possible. The Blendwell Collective believes that preventative wellness in its truest form begins with children and their most devoted supporters, their moms. This nurturing product line was designed with the high-quality plant ingredients that are multi-purpose, gentle, effective, toxin-free, and are delivered with planet-friendly packaging and honesty. Oh my gosh, Cara, I'm so excited to have you and so excited for this launch of this collective. It's so beautiful.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's been a long labor of love and devotion. And I'm so
Well, but
excited to have it
it's
out
so
there.
beautiful because you've really, this is the culmination of really a decade plus of not only your own formal education, but also just your passions and everything that lights you up, right? And it's so beautiful to see this big dream come true. So congratulations,
Thank
and
you.
perfect timing too, because it's right in time for Mother's Day, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a passion project for a long time to figure out how to best serve people, and moms and children are really at the foundation of that.
Mhm.
I've spent the last 10 years in a traditional healthcare setting and the past 4 bringing herbalism to wellness clients. And the most kind of one of the biggest takeaways I've found in being around people who are unwell is how profound being well is.
Yeah.
And and that's across the board, working with so many different populations and demographics, and nothing matters when you're unwell. It doesn't matter if it's mental health, if it's physical health. um, Nothing really seems to matter. And when you get to the other side of that, after having you know gone through some level of challenge, there's like this place of peace, that I found to be kind of one of the best places to be. And I want people to figure out how to be and live in that space. And for so many of us in the wellness world are going back and working on our traumas and healing. And
Mhm.
I really believe a lot of that is because we didn't have the foundational skills for coping and teaching our bodies how to respond to stresses. And
Right.
while we're not going to completely rid our society of trauma, that's not possible in my opinion. But we can minimize it, and that's kind of at the core of the value of what I'm trying to work on.
Oh, I think it's so beautiful and so important. And also kind of that idea of the like nervous system regulation, right? Because you're right, there will always be trauma, there will always be things, but if we are able to have access to resources and products and training that will help us, I think that's going to be an incredibly um, powerful way for people to be well, to function at a higher level than they maybe were before without the work that you're doing. So it's really beautiful. So tell me a little bit about the products that you've selected specifically for your collection. Obviously, I know you've got multiple resources. I was just on the website the other day, and you're making recommendations and suggestions and giving little bits and pieces of teaching in smaller snippets that feel really available to people, right? But you've also created an actual physical product line, and I'd love for you to share a little bit more about some of the things that are in there. So if people check it out, kind of what would they be finding and how could they use it and implement it in their own lives?
Yeah, of
The
course.
lives of moms that they love.
Yeah. So the part of what I really, really wanted to embody in this box was creating sustainable, affordable, which we'll talk about that in a minute, um, and multi-purpose products that were clean and safe and available for sensitive skin and fragile skin. So the products were made for fragile babies, but the idea is that they're also made with many purposes in mind to be kind of your home remedy kit / your luxury kit for moms, with sustainability being kind of an undergrounding, an underlying foundation also. And the part of why I think I'm pitching off little bits to share with people is that I really made these overwhelming trying to deliver them all at once. For babies, there is a lot of opportunity for moms and babies to bond, which can be release oxytocin, which is the love hormone. So through massage, giving baby massage, through bathing, which you can also bathe with baby with some of the sleep soak. So the 5 products are a swaddle that is serves as the packaging for the box, so there's no waste, and can be used for a baby blanket, swaddle, a sarong, your next packaging, really anything. There is a teether that's an organic or a natural wooden maple teether that has a 100% organic cotton cloth on it that was made to be used with, with the Nah Baby, which is a loose leaf chamomile. I don't know, it's kind of weird lighting.
Oh, beautiful.
Which is loose leaf chamomile that can be soaked in the tea, and then you chill it and let your baby gnaw on it for teething.
Yep.
As well as that's a nervine tea that can be really nice for moms to drink to help kind of calm the system if your baby's being wild. It can also be really great for GI upset, gas, bloat, all that stuff for baby. So if you're breastfeeding, mom can drink it and hopefully reap those benefits if she's drinking it enough.
Yeah.
There's a balm that is a diaper balm, but also makes a really lovely tissue mending balm. So women who have episiotomies and are healing from that can use it. Can be great for breast health. If you've got soreness, if you're breastfeeding, it is really, I use that for everything. It's the base of what I just make my own lip balms, and it's the base for all of those. I use it as a lotion by literally just adding water afterward, rubbing it on after I get out of the bath.
Right. So like incredibly multi-purpose.
Yeah, I mean, that's the gist, is that you can use them for a million things. And the hope is that I find, we all buy something hoping that it serves the purpose that we want it for. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. When it doesn't, it serves one purpose and then gets the boot to the trash or to the back of the shelf or whatnot. And part of my hope was to keep these fairly basic, excuse me, and safe and gentle and multi-purpose so that doesn't happen. So that if you buy something, you buy this and it doesn't serve the one purpose, you put it into your pantry, and then you have home remedies for bee sting, for superficial cuts, for wounds, for relaxation, for colic. So it becomes your medicinal stockpile, and it's very user friendly for people who are just getting introduced to that.
Right. Okay. All right. So that's the third. That was the third product. Fourth.
So, and then the last is the sleep soak, which is, I created that for a friend, one of my first friends who had her baby almost 3 years ago now. And it is a blend of roses, lavender, calendula, and catnip, which is mildly sedative for babies. And it's a tea that can be taken internally or used in the bath.
Oh, that's magical.
Press for skin. Also, some people will use the cloth, and you kind of do a rinse over the back of the baby's head if they have cradle cap.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's just so fascinating how again, you've kind of weaved all these things, because I've watched your journey now for several years around, all of the different beautiful products that you've been creating. And I love this, the culmination and the focus where everything really goes specifically to support mom and baby. So that's so beautiful. And then are you planning to create other products to add to the collection as well?
Yeah, I mean, so I have a ton of products. I think that it can be overwhelming for people to have too much all at once,
Yeah,
especially when they're just getting introduced into it. Um,
right.
I do work with people one-on-one, which can allow for kind of introducing some of those things so they've got a little bit more guidance in how to use them kind of safely and all of that.
Mhm.
But there's always more on the horizon.
Right.
My life is just full of herbs. It's a little wild, but
Right. And
yeah,
now,
yeah,
do you offer, like you said, you offered one-to-one kind of training or consulting?
yeah.
Are you going to be doing like any master classes or maybe even like a group program? Or let's say I'm a new mom, or my dearest friend just is almost ready to have her baby and she really wants to kind of step out of the traditional toxic, plastic and all the garbagey kind of stuff, and wants to go deep into
Mhm.
clean and sustainable and healthy stuff. What would be the best path for her to, or for us to kind of get up to speed, if you will?
Yeah. So as of now, I am still working on my program, but I am working on a program to help support moms in that process. A lot of it's educational and kind of marrying the using the products in a way to help bond, to help self-regulate for themselves, as well as to help the baby regulate and self-regulate, using and kind of exposing them to many different modalities along the
Right.
way.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that now. It's in the works.
Love it.
Otherwise, I do one-on-one coaching. I have not added that to my website. Working on it.
Yeah.
Other than the best access right now is a 3-month support for moms.
Okay.
And it is a check-in that's one time a month that is really to go over any type of support that mom needs.
Yeah.
You can add that onto the box, and then we'll kind of talk you through how to use these things as different parts arise, whether that's for the baby or if it's for mom's well-being.
Right.
Uh, it I have a friend who just had her baby, and it's wild. The more I learn, the less, I'm shocked that she just had her 6-week postpartum and they just shoo her on her way. And so it's kind of a lovely thing, I think, for at that point where, you're starting to get the hang of things, but you really could use a little bit of extra guidance as things
Yeah.
arise, and just having a team of problem solving. Yeah.
Right. Oh, I think that's a beautiful offering. I mean, I obviously am not a mom, but I know like every single one of my dearest friends have gone through all of this, right? And especially some that have gone through specific challenges around, um, one of the things that you had written about is around like hypersensitive, and like there are definitely some situations that are not necessarily normal, and maybe not all their other friends' babies have done it. Like they don't have the resources or the knowledge base really to navigate some of that. So I love how you have specifically kind of tailored some of your teaching and some of your offerings around kind of those not quite all normal things, and they need extra support because that's not necessarily available in the market space. So I think it's beautiful.
Well, and I think, a lot of the feedback that I get is that moms are tired. They don't want to have to ask for help. And
Right.
so being in a space where you can say, hey, this isn't working, but not feel like it's extra work is a big focus of mine.
Right.
Because you want it to be efficient, and the point is to be helpful and to make it feel good. And
Right.
so my hope is to be that support system where you can, send me on my way to either be able to help with what I do have available or help get you the resource or the information.
Right.
um, that's kind of one of my favorite things, is just the problem solving of it, and digging into like why things are happening or not happening, and how we can help improve that.
Yeah. And I think your support and your, philosophy and obviously everything that you're bringing through with the collective, it does help moms get through that piece that can be so stressful and so upsetting,
Yeah.
and give them hope and give them tools in order to make it to the other side. So I love that so much.
Thank you.
One of the things too that I know that you are a huge believer in is showing up and giving back, right? And that's part of your heart. And I think that's why I obviously love having you with us in the Soul Centered CEO Collective, because you do have such a heart for service, and you really just want to make lives better and easier and healthier. And so I just want to honor that philosophy that you bring to the table for the work that you're doing in the world. And it's obviously just an honor to have you with us in our beautiful collective as well. So just celebrating all the magic that's unfolding for you. And I hope that for those of you that are listening, if you are a new mom or you know one and you have one in your life, that you will keep Cara in mind for that really next level of support as you prepare for welcoming those new babies and new moms, that let her be a resource for you. So Cara, is there anything else that we need to let our listeners know other than maybe your website, where to find you on Instagrams and all the things?
So yeah, I mean, the best place to contact me is either through the website, which is blendwellcollective.com. My Instagram handle is the same, Blendwell Collective. And the only other piece that I will add, I suppose, is that I think it can be very off-putting to introduce yourself to herbs and to kind of the woo-woo world for some folks. And I do my best to be welcoming and also transparent in the process of exploring what works for you and what doesn't work for you.
Right.
Because the concept of Blendwell and everything underneath that is that it's marrying, science and traditional approaches to well-being. And so I just want to share that my community is a place of inclusivity. And if you're new and timid about it, I hope that this is a place that you decide to come to.
Well, I think
so
that's
much, Haley.
Yeah, absolutely. That's such a beautiful you are such a beautiful hybrid, let's say, right? So you've got that research and that scientific background, but you've also blended that with all of these other complementary opportunities for healing and well-being. So I think it's beautiful, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much again for your time today, and for all the magic that you're creating. So we're so excited for you and happy to be with you today. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Haley.
You
The
bet.
CEO is magical. I appreciate being here. It's been a wonderful experience so far. And I can't believe it's only May.
I know, it's wild, isn't it? It's amazing. So wild and so wonderful. So thank you again. And for all of you that are tuning in, make sure to check out Cara and the Blendwell Collective. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.